Hi, it's Andrew. It's a wonderful sunny day in mid-November, and today I'm going to show you how I divide up Heuchera. It's a wonderful shade-loving plant that looks right at home in my tropical style garden. I've got a couple of these, including some more mature examples, this one and some others that I've already divided. I will dig these up and head over to the Grow Tropical MK potting bench in my greenhouse to show you what I do next. So what I'm doing here is just giving it a bit of a tidy up, cutting off anything dead so I can get a good view of where I can potentially take a division from. A little bit of paint on that one, whoops. And you've got the main crown and you've got a number of these offshoots off the main crown. And the key is to clip back as far as you possibly can, and depending on the age of the Heuchera will depend on how many cuttings you can potentially take off of it. And it's not a case of getting any roots, it's more about the points where the leaves come from. You clip off anything that's dead or not there, and as with most cuttings, we don't want lots of leaves, so we want to be chopping back a majority of these and keep in maybe 3 or 4. I think that's a sufficient amount. You can see on these smaller cuttings we've only got a couple there and come off as well. I could take another cutting off there. Just going to put this one in here for a moment. Move my cuttings over there. I've got this one. It's an older Heuchera. Not really a fan of the coloration on this one. They tend to kind of grow upwards rather than outwards at this stage, suffocating what's underneath. So it is wise to divide them to ensure that you get the best out of the plant that's already there. I'm just going to take a couple off this one as well. A couple of little ones there. You can see there is some actual roots, but that doesn't matter. Quite easily, new roots will form out of this part here. That's one nice one. Another one here. I'm going to chop off these dead leaves. That one also. There we go, there's another one. You notice some of them I'm getting more of this stalk material than I am on others, but it really doesn't matter as long as you've got a little bit. They tend to root really easily. Let's go for a full-on division here and turn it into 2. The good thing about this is it will actually give the Heuchera more space to expand next year and stop all these leaves getting too congested. And what I'm going to show you now are some Heucheras that I did exactly the same thing with. So I've got this one here. Really nice variant. They come in all sorts of shapes, not sizes, they all tend to be the same size, but shapes and colours. You can see this one's got these fantastic pink splotches all over it, and as you can see, let's pull this up now. Wow. We've got a considerable amount of roots on it already, so really pleased with that. This one also. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there's also roots on this one as well. you can go back in there. So there's 6 cuttings of 2 different types. And what I'm going to do is pop these up, ready for next year. I found using rooting powder really doesn't matter with Heuchera. Very, very easy rooting. Just making sure there's nothing dead. Putting a little hole and popping it in. Next one, it's quite a large one, so I'll pick the bigger pot for it. I've a couple more in the garden. I'll be following the same process here, because there's nothing like getting free plants. When Heucheras, they can be quite expensive, especially for the unusual coloured ones. I might put these 2 just in the same pot here. As I said, I'm not too keen on this one, but I think it did become quite leggy. So removing a lot of the foliage from this main plant here will hopefully do it some favours. So there's a number of divisions of the Heuchera in my garden. Really pleased with these. If temperatures drop too low, and I mean like -3 and below that, I will probably bring them in the house or the kitchen area, as these are very young plants. But conservatory will do absolutely fine, as you want to be getting some good plants ready for next year to go in your borders. And Heuchera are very, very fitting for this purpose, especially in shadier areas. Do check out other videos I've done on propagation and dividing, whether you have a tropical inspired garden like myself, or you do not have a tropical inspired garden. I'm sure you will find them very useful. Have a great day.